Hello and welcome everybody to Because We're Here, Mohnblume und Blaue Rose. This is a visual novel set in the First World War in an alternative universe with lots of people with awesome German names. Yeah, that is why I chose that game, screw you. And it's an anti-Otome game, which means basically, according to the creator, that it is dark comedy and stuff like that. So, I'll see about that. Well, at least I can finally live out my inner girl. Actually, I don't really care if a protagonist is a girl or a boy or whatever. Oh, and this is made by Studio Elfriede. As long as the game is good, that's everything that matters to me, you know. I think I hear vague gunshots in the background, but I'm not too sure if the recording actually picks that up because it's very, very silent. But, you know, now you know. I awaken with a jolt. English, not easy language. Through blurry eyes, the familiar scenery of the bunker slowly pieces itself together. But I mean, come on. These are all German people. You can see a playthrough with an original German accent. You're welcome. Outside, I hear shouting, gunfire. I feel groggy. Explosions. My head is swimming. Men roaring. I drag myself to my feet and manage to stand, wobbling on spot for a second. I'm alone. There's nobody here. Whoops. Well, which button did I press right now? Whoop. I don't know how that happened. Where is he? This is serious. He should be here. Where would he even have gone? What are you talking about? Did Elfriede Raus. That is the first awesome German name. First of all, Elfriede is such an old school name. And Raus basically means like when someone throws you out of the classroom, the teacher says Raus. That's why this name is awesome. Did he honestly? I slowly lurch forward a couple of steps. Suddenly, a soft rustling echoes through the dugout. That wasn't a soft rustling, that was pretty loud actually. The cloth concealing the bunker's entrance is thrown back, and a faint, hazy light begins to filter inside. Hey, are you he? A man enters. He is disheveled, but calm. He wears the uniform of a soldier, and his youthful face ill-fits his haggard gaze. Seeing me, he quickly makes his way over. He reaches out, places his hand firmly onto mine, and squeezes me tightly. I can see the unmistakable weight of suffering in his eyes. Eyes that I know, that we both know, had shined with the light of kindness in days gone past. At least I love the writing style. This really has some, I don't know, 19th century feeling to it. Even though the First World War was in the 20th century. Shut up. His breath is soft and warm. He opens his mouth but can find no words. My eyes finally rise to meet his. Actually, the creator is British. Maybe I should try to fake a British accent. On the other hand, these names are obviously German. So, I guess a German accent, my own accent, is actually okay. As his face moves closer to mine, I realize that I've been waiting for this moment, and that I've always known how I would react, the same way that any woman would react. Yeah, I was about to say, for a kiss, this is actually dark music. I reach out. I reach for the rusted pistol resting on a nearby desk, and without thinking, why does this button sometimes open the menu? Are you for real? Whoa! Ah! I unload it into this unknown man's chest. Oh, so he is not he. I see. The attacker's grip is wrenched from my arm as he is blown back against the dugout wall. I shoot a second time, for good measure. With a low, dry gurgle, he slumps over. His head droops onto his shoulder, and a thin trickle of blood runs down his chin. His Leylandian uniform is stained and torn. Fuck! What's a Leylandian doing here? Has the battle started? So I suppose Leylandia is a country or something? As mentioned, this is in a parallel universe. So, I don't know, maybe. We're under attack. Where is he? He said he'd be here when... what do I do? Could hide in the bunker? No, if he won't come to me, I'll have to go looking. I don't know if that is the best idea if you're actually under attack, just saying, lady. Cautiously, I emerge into the trench. The frantic haze of battle threatens to overwhelm me, but I press on. The sky is filled with shell blasts and soaring shrapnel. The rattle out of our guns leads me to believe that the screams and cries out on no man's land are from those who would be tumbling into our trench with weapons drawn otherwise. I spy a handful more Leylandians up ahead. They have their backs to me, so I suppose it is my move. Yeah, that's actually... I get why this is an anti-Otome already in the beginning. My wits fail me. I can't repeat this scene in the dugout. Now I get why I sometimes go into the menu. It's when I move my stick of the controller. Then I go into menu, load, save, back, as you can see on the right side of the screen. I see, so it was my fault. I bolt round the nearest corner. Back the way I came, I suppose then. I look around. The stretch has been all but abandoned. The cacophony of the battle fills the air. Few Leylandians appear to have made it to our front lines, though the ones that did are presumably responsible for the smattering of corpses laid out in front of me. I work my way into a corner and plant myself against the sandbags there. The mud quickly soaks through my skirt. Shall I play dead? I don't see anybody at the moment, but my eyes are peeled. I'll play dead if I need to play dead. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Yeah. War. Dark topics. I think I should actually do some kind of, I don't know, like trigger warning or something. Like, is that too much? I mean, it's war, it's death. I don't know, I'll see. How did this happen? How did none of us think they might? And where is everyone? I'm alone. I wonder who the Leylandians are. Are the Leylandians the French people or something like that? How am I alone when he's supposed to be... Oh, I have to say I like the art style. It fits the topic, you know. It's not like overly anime or something like that. Yeah, I like the art style. How did it come to this? Are they really... fuck me, that was my fault again. God damn it. One time moving the stick and you already go to the menu. All gone? Probably not. Maybe. I don't know. Crippled. Committed. Deserted. Dead. I'm alone. I'm completely alone. Just like that? Usually, I've got to be honest, in the First World War you usually knew when something was coming because the front never really moved that much in the First World War. You know, I'm a history geek and, you know, it doesn't happen often that your dugout was just being run over, you know, because of machine guns and stuff like that, but I guess that is too much detailed bullshit. My name is Elfriede Raus, and I don't want to say anything stupid or presumptuous or... Look, I'm really not a dramatic person. Genuinely, I'm not, but... Oh, I suppose no use worrying about that now and everything. My name is Elfriede Raus, and I found love where I shouldn't have been looking. Yeah, I mean, that happened often, gotta be honest. Well, alright, I wasn't looking. You know, when people are in extreme situations like that, they often tend to bond with other people, you know. Therefore, love and war is not that unseen. And I didn't mean love. Not love in the sense of things going well, or things being... Sorry, I shouldn't have said anything. I misrepresented what I was trying to... Look, It was only supposed to be a throwaway comment. Stop analyzing it. Hey, you're making a fuss about it, and not me. The point I'm trying to make is, I'm in trouble. We're in war. A great big war. The Great War. It all started when there was this border thing. Basically, these soldiers and then these big politician ones decided to... It doesn't matter. Nothing matters. I can't turn back the clock now. I've made my decisions. I hope they were the right ones. Because if I chose wrong, it's the end. I'm suddenly very aware of that. Me and English. I have no right to complain. I can't even read simple English sentences. I'm suddenly very aware that, despite everything that has happened in the last half year, I've never felt so completely alone as I do right this second. Suddenly, footsteps. I close my eyes and slump my head onto my chest. Just a run-of-the-mill dead girl here. No point investigating further. None at all. He walks right up to me and kneels down. It's probably one of your guys, I'd say. My heart has never beat this fast in my entire life. This could be it. I mentally map out my hand's path to the pistol in my jacket pocket. It's too far. If this guy twigs, then I'm done. End of Elfriede. No epilogue. Please don't notice. Move on. Go on. Go! Don't investigate. Do not investigate. Please. I feel something gentle on my cheek. The man's hand is icy with cold and coated in mud and filth. But I don't mind. I know the scent. I know it's him. Elfriede, are you... Because we're here, Mohnblume und Blaue Rose. Which probably you don't write together. Blaue Rose would be 2 words. Yeah, I'm a smartass. I don't know if you realized that by now. You probably did. 7 months earlier. Oh, so this is probably how you were recruited to being into war. I don't even really know what you're doing there. But on your neck you had some letter, so maybe you're some post lady? Or maybe she's a nurse or something, I don't know. Wrestling is at war with Leyland. I repeat, Wrestling is at war with Leyland. Oh, Wrestling. So these are our opponents. No, wait. No. We are Wrestling. Leylands are the evil guys. The brave boys of a united Wrestling will never toady to intimidation and let the Leylandian devils milk us of our land and our livelihoods. All Wrestlinger men of age are encouraged to join up, serve their country with vigor, and earn their place in history. For those of you just tuning in, Wrestling is at war with Leyland. I repeat. Oh, yeah, I guess you're a post lady. Again, a letter on her jacket. My name is Elfriede Raus. I live in a small country town called Borschberg. Sounds kind of like when Russia met Germany. Like borscht, what you eat, and Berg. Which, by the way, means mountain. You learn German with me. It's nice. Extremely nice. Leafy and quiet. Which I believe is all you really need. And I'm, quite the high flyer in town. Everyone always looks to me for advice, and stories of the wit and wisdom of Elfriede Raus have spread far and wide. That isn't true. I work at the post office and I've got one friend. Sorry. Too bad. But hey, you know, it's not really that bad. I panicked. Occasionally I'm out delivering the post, but most days I'm just a desk worker. There's an awful lot to sort every day, but I think I'm good at my job. By which I mean, I've never stolen any checks. Well, I don't think everyone who works at the post can claim that. So, good for you. That report just now has been going round and round on the radio all morning. And it's thrown me. I feel dizzy and numb. Dizzy and numb. Do they usually go together? Well, that's how I'm feeling anyway. Don't ask me. I'm not a doctor. What's going to happen? Is this going to be a big thing? Surely not. Yeah, that's also a thing with the First World War. Like, nobody expected that it would be this gigantic as it became in the end. Like, something like that was unseen of. Big things don't happen. Not really. You hear about big things having happened, but they don't actually happen. People talk about them, but nobody's actually in them. Yeah. That is what I sometimes think. And to be honest, I'm so glad I'm not in a big thing. Like, for real. I'm so glad. Will it affect me? Or at least a big thing that is war. I'm a woman. I'm not really expected to play a massive role, whatever happens. It'll be the men who have to go. How is everybody going to react? Will this affect them? Will that affect me? How? I'm cautious. What's going to happen? I sat, transfixed, captivated by the radio this morning. Time slowed to a crawl, then came to a halt entirely. The world was still. What I'm trying to say is, I'm an hour late for work. Time, wasn't standing as still as it had appeared. There's nothing I can do now. I just have to try and clear my head and start the day. I'm sure you're not the only one late at work when something like that happens. Oh, that house looks actually quite German, I have to say. I'm not really sure where Flashback is, but that house looks kinda German. Right, here we go. Deep breath. Hopefully Mrs. Miller's not too angry. Could pretend I thought everyone was supposed to turn up at 10. I don't think she'll believe that. I worked here for 5 years. Could tell the truth about the radio distracting me and try and get sympathy because my toast went stone cold. I don't think she'll believe me. She'll believe I'm the victim here. I am the victim. The toast was horrible. Nope. Whatever way you look at this, I've really messed this up. Good and proper. Oh well. Come on, Elfriede. Courage. And into the valley of death. You're really kind of melodramatic, I have to say. Whoa. Or maybe you're not. This woman looks terrifying. Mrs. Miller, I'm so sorry I'm late. There was all the excitement and I forgot to set my alarm and I had a heart attack. I think she bought it. Gertraud Müller. Oh, don't worry about it, Alfred. I don't really know what kind of voice to give her. Oh, don't worry about it, Elfriede. It's not like breaking national news creates an upsurge in communications or anything. She didn't buy it. It's not like this is the busiest morning we've had in months or anything. Sorry, I'm so sorry. It's died down now, but I'm sure it'll be back. Mrs. Miller sighs and shoots a sideway glance at the broken old door that leads to the office's kitchen. You're an hour late, and you're only my second worst employee today. You mean... Before I can continue, a young man emerges from the back room and strikes a triumphant pose, legs apart and head held high. So, either you are the person who was supposed to be with her in this war situation in the beginning, or the person who is supposed to be with her in the beginning is the one guy we will get together with in the end? Maybe, it's an anti-Otome. Maybe she ends up with nobody, and that is like the end that is supposed to happen. I don't know. He attempts a roar. His voice breaks a little as soon as he begins. His face betrays an immediate realization of what a bad idea the roar was, but his overall mood is unshaken. I am a man! August, no, not August. He's German, or, I don't know. Welzwinger, I don't know. August Weil. And this right there, this is the most awesome name ever, because Weil is German for because. So this man's name is in English probably August Because. Who doesn't want to have a name like Because? Like, so many jokes. So many times you get you get dumb comments in your childhood. Like, who doesn't want that? August Weil. This is August Weil. He's the postman, so I see him pretty much every day. You remember that one friend I mentioned? Unfortunately, this is him. Our mothers were lifelong friends, so we practically grew up together. He's a nice boy, and he always means well, but recently he's been a little, shall we say, prone to overexcitement. I'd wager he's loving all this. I am most definitely loving all this. Knew it. He has literally been standing here since 9 o'clock spouting platitudes about a man's place in the world. 9 o'clock? August, you're supposed to be back at 8. He was an hour late back from his route. The news broke while I was out there. How could I contain myself? The town was entirely aflutter. A flutter. A flutter. Quite categorically a flutter. It's so friendly out there. Like when the fair comes to town. Everyone in town is just so desperate to talk about it. Really? You couldn't get them to shut up. Everyone is so eager to talk about the war you can hardly move for people trying to get to you to say what you'll do to help your country. In reality, we've had a lot of complaints about August giving randomly selected old ladies his life story on their doorstep. So, even though this is presumably a parody of the Otome genre, there's still the childhood friend that is a dumbass. Well, good for him. I usually like these characters though. I only moved to the next house when I could tell for a fact they felt secure in their homes, and they knew I was representing Flashback with pride out there. When they threatened him with legal action. You don't understand. This is my chance. My God-given opportunity to escape the drudgery of civilian life once and for all. See now, August, I always enjoyed working here, but if you think it's the drudgery of civilian life, then who am I to argue? That is to say... Pay that line no heed, Elfriede. That was really for Mrs. Müller's ears only. This has basically been my morning. The amount of sorting that's been disrupted by this. A true man has no need for trifling bureaucratic concerns. You cannot cage a wild animal. And this post office is most definitely a cage. A giant, evil cage. A cage. I am speaking metaphorically. Yes, I know. I am the wild animal. Yeah, okay, I've gotta say, I already bought the humor of this game. I'm already good with the humor. I know, good lord, I know August. So why are you even here then, August? You've come here to say you know where to stick your job. Is that it? No, not at all. A true man's strength is in his restraint. Oh, right. So you want to say you know where to stick your job in an ideal world. A world free of consequence. Elfriede, no, that's not... Why have you come? Alright, yes, I admit it. Brace yourself, ladies, for the truth can be a hard pill to swallow. I'm going to war. I know that I have been a closed book thus far, but the fate of the continent will be written by men like myself. Mrs. Müller, there comes a time in every man's life when he must gracefully step back from his job at the post office. And today is that time. That day. I assume this sudden grace has come as a result of realizing that once this whole jaunt is over and done with, you're going to need a job to come back to. August forces a laugh in an attempt to convince himself that Mrs. Müller was joking. He then appears to silently think her words over. Would you like me to grovel? Because I can grovel. A true man knows when to play dead, it seems. Mrs. Müller, I'll take August's shift for the time being. Are you sure about that, Elfriede? Yeah, for the time being. Like for real. I mean, really, who at that time expected this to go on for 4 years? And like being stuck for 4 years. Like, it's a 4-year war where basically nothing happened. Like, can you even imagine that? How gruesome that is. But anyway, I'm not your history teacher. But I should be. Are you sure about that, Elfriede? Of course. All got to pull together and everything. Very considerate. Well, Elfriede has helped lessen the blow. But I was just planning to keep the job warm for you anyway, August. Not just anybody could consistently be quite so enthusiastic at 6 in the morning. Well, at least he has some advantages. Thank you, Mrs. Müller. Allowing a soft smile to creep past his bravado, August glances at me out of the corner of his eye. And, thanks, Elfriede. Don't worry about it. So, August, you signed up? Mm-hmm. No. I didn't sign up, no. I never got to actually do it. Oh gosh. Oh no. What is wrong with you? Müller, I'm really sorry, and this is really important, and I'm sorry I said it was drudgery, and I'm sorry about the thing with the old ladies, and you really need to let me get out of work for just a tiny bit, because this is really... Right, I'll allow this. Oh, wonderful. What swung you? Not wanting to have to listen to this every day for the war's duration. Fair play. Right, adieu ladies. Time to make history. You know, it's so tragic to read this funny stuff. In this context, you know it's going to be horrible. Still, it's kind of entertaining, you know. I have to say, first of all, I like the writing. Second of all, I like the art. Third of all, I like the story. Fourth, I like the characters. It's going to be great. I'm pretty sure it's going to be great. So, thank you everybody for watching. Come back for the next part. And then maybe we'll see if August signs up or not. He probably will though. I mean, and we already saw that Elfriede is in war in the beginning, so that has to have some reason. Maybe she goes after August. I don't know. Yeah, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.